Yes, my name is Big Bear, and if you don't know who I am, well, I already just told you. So, I was talking to my cousin the other day, and he was telling me about his newborn, and he's saying that it's already growing like a weed. I'm like, why are you talking like that's a good thing? Aren't you supposed to pull weeds out of the ground and just get rid of them? Like, I mean, seriously. Like, why did all of a sudden, like, growing like a weed was a good thing? I understand you don't want them to be growing like a weed, but seriously, it's like, I even told him that. I was like, isn't growing like a weed like a bad thing? You know, like, weeds are bad. You know? So, I actually used to work as a para-sub at my school district back home. And if you don't know what a para-sub is, a para is someone who takes care of like the special needs kids. And so I was just like the substitute for that. Because you know, some of those kids really needed a break, so I guess I understand it as the special kid. No, I was at the middle school, and I was in a room, and I heard a kid, a sixth grader, walk by the door, and he said, you know, back in my day, and I'm like, you are far from back in your day. I mean, like what? Back in my day, we had to hit a ball off a tee, not just have it thrown at us, you know? I mean, back in my day, if I died, my dad was like, walk it off, you know? So, I work at a place, I will keep it nameless just because of the sake of the company, but it is a retail store. And I'm just, you know, working there to help make my way through stripper college. Woo! But we were, so you're not really allowed to accept tips at this place. I mean, it's not exactly frowned upon. They just don't want you to know about it because they figured you're getting paid enough. Anyways, so me and my boss were helping this lady load up lattice in the back of her vehicle, and she was going to give us $6 in singles. And I was like, sorry, I can't accept that. She was like, well, you pick up trash, don't you? And she just throws it on the ground. And I'm like, you know, there's not even music playing. I don't even have to I gotta dance for you first and take off my clothes. Like, you haven't even let me do that first. Jeez. Come on, Pastor. So, I'll tell a couple more. So, I go on church mission trips, usually during the summer, and the one I went on is one of my favorites. It was in 2019. We went to Maine, and it was the last day of the trip, and we're all enjoying our breakfast in the morning, and there was another church that was giving away free Beanie Babies, and I, of course, get a bear, you know, special to me. And so I was like, hey, I'll help you hand those out, right? So there's this little tiny stage in the cafeteria, and I get up on that stage and I was like, hey, does anyone want a free Beanie Baby? So, you know, hands are going up. It's a lot harder to get my hand up there. So I was like, I saw a hand, and I throw. That is not how I threw. I mean, I don't know who throws like that. I mean, you gotta be really good to be throwing like that. That's like that sixth grader. But I throw, and I am really not a very good throw. Like, I did like baseball in 7th grade, and I was just the right fielder, which means you suck at baseball. And so when I threw, that Beanie Baby veered and hit a woman in the face. And I was like, oh shit. It was a church camp, so I just said, oh shoot. So I ran over to her and I was like, are you all right? You know, and she was so combobulated, right? So confused. And I was like, who are you throwing this to? And I'm like, it is yours. It is destined to be. It is a church camp. God wanted you to have this Beanie Baby. I mean, he did it in the most violent way he could think of. But damn, he gave you a Beanie Baby. All right? I'm Big Bear. Thank you.